Hi everyone, so it is the middle of the afternoon in America and it is very late at night in South Africa, so I might be surprised if anyone joins me here, but that's okay because basically I just want to make a video telling you about something super important that I've already talked about in my stories and in my reels and in my posts. And that is that Yakira Goldsberry is an incredibly talented author. She is absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't read the book, The Curse of the Midnight King, then I would suggest you head on over to Kindle and download it as soon as possible and read it because it really is absolutely exceptional. It's a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses and Cinderella, and it's probably the best 12 Dancing Princesses book I've ever read. It is gritty, it is dark, it is romantic and spooky and absolutely amazing and well worth the read. Yakira, like all the authors that I follow and read, is clean. She's no spice. So there is no swearing in her books, and there's absolutely no love, well, I mean physical love, apart from maybe some hand-holding and a couple of kisses. Yeah, 3 kisses. But that's about it. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this live, and I'd like to tell you guys this is a big deal for me because I don't like being on camera. I know it's my job, so it's ironic. But I'm not exactly photogenic, so I don't enjoy being on camera. But I have gotten to know Yakira in the last few months, and I have gotten to consider her a friend, an online friend. She is really a wonderful, amazing person, well worth getting to know. And her book that I've read and the other story that I've read that she's written have both been absolutely incredible. So, her new book, A Star So Brown and Broken, is getting published differently by Story Weaver Publishing, and what they've decided to do is they have started a Kickstarter campaign. Now, if you don't know Kickstarter, that is a crowdfunding platform where you basically have a month to get to a certain amount of money, and if you don't get to that amount of money, then your project doesn't get funded. The problem, friends, and the reason I'm asking for your help today is because we are only at 40% towards our goal out of 100%. So we need another 60%. Oh, another thing that you need to know, the reason that there's dishes clattering in the background. And I hope this is loud enough, but I think my housemate might be home, so I don't want to disturb her too much. The reason you're hearing dishes is because Bridget told me that she's my housemate. It's important to be real, and that people like boring things like watching people wash dishes. I don't know why, but there we go. I'm washing dishes with you. So anyway, back to the situation at hand. So we are at 40%, which is great, actually, because yesterday we were at 33%, so we are getting there. The posts and stories and reels that you all have been posting and resharing, they are making a difference, and your collaborations are making a huge difference. Thank you to so much to everyone who agreed to collaborate with me on the posts that I made for Yakira. It really has been amazing. It's made a huge difference, and also to the authors who decided to repost in their stories, because you guys have big reach, much bigger than mine. So it really, it means the world to us. Oh, I have not run out of dishes. I've got tons more. Okay. This is what happens when you would rather make social media than wash dishes. It built up. Okay, so anyway, back to Story Rumor with Yakira and Kickstarter. Her book, A Star So Bound book, is not going to get published without her help. And if you go to the page for the Kickstarter page, you will find the different kinds of pledges that you can make on there. Now, if you pledge on Kickstarter, like I said, if the project is not 100% funded by goal date, then it just won't happen. You won't get charged, and the book may not get published. So this is super important. The deadline is the 30th, and that is in 2 days, friends. 2 days. We only have 2 days to get this book onto our shelves. So let's do that. Let's help Yakira out. Now, some of you have said that you don't know Yakira, so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her, what I've learned in the last few months. She seems to be a rather quiet person, but super, super sweet. Like, if you get to know her as a person, you will not regret it, because she really is absolutely lovely. She's a Christian. I don't think she'll mind me saying that, because she has actually considered that in her book. Her writing, she writes crystal romance, obviously. Apparently, A Star So Bound Broken barely has any romance in it. She writes fantasy, teen fantasy, no spice. She has no swearing in her books. She is entirely safe to read, but her books are incredibly original and amazing, phenomenal. They really, really are well worth the read. One of them, by the way, I think you can still get free if you sign up for her newsletter. Anyway, I'm messing this up completely. Oh my goodness. But Yakira's worth it. Okay, so a little bit more of a snippet about Yakira is that it is because of her that I got hooked on fantasy again. So I had been reading Alice Vinia for quite some time, but I'd run out of books to read at the time. And I got back into reading historical fiction, crime drama, thrillers, Christian thrillers, and went very far away from fantasy. And then I found A Curse of the Midnight King, and bear in mind, it is hard, or at least it was hard, to find clean fantasy. Like, before, when I searched for fantasy, I generally found smut, and that is not what I want to read. That is not what you want to read. We want to read no spice. And I read The Curse of the Midnight King, and it was incredible. The Hades character in that, the Wolf King, is, wow, he is a villain of note. He's so good. And that book made me really want more fantasy and to dive deeper into this world. So I searched for more fantasy, and that's how I found The Emerald Wheel by Abigail Manning and got hooked on her books through Abigail. I found Mary Wickham. I got hooked on her books through Mary. I found Kelly Thomas through Kelly. I found Sarah. Through them all, I started being an ARC reader for collaborations, the Shadow Tears and the Print series, and apologies to those authors who I haven't reviewed for yet. Tomorrow I have almost a full day off and I have time to write. So your reviews will get written tomorrow. You have my word. So anyway, if it hadn't been for Yakira, I would not have started reading fantasy again. And I probably would never have started the Bookstagram channel. I definitely wouldn't have connected with all the authors I'm in touch with now. And gotten to know you all. A lot wouldn't have happened. It would have been so different. So I am unbelievably grateful to Yakira for this journey, because she's the reason that I took this journey in the first place. And so I want to tell you that. And yeah, basically this is dear to my heart, because in the last few days when I was asking her to do collaborations, I was a little bit shocked at how many people have not read Yakira's book, because she really is so good. However, thankfully I seem to have sent a few more readers her way. And then also thank you, while we're here, to those authors who are so completely awesome and who said yes to collaborating. Yakira and I totally really appreciate you. So that would be, I don't think they'd mind me telling their names, because they are collaborating. And so that would be Jess and Sarah, Yakira herself obviously. This is embarrassing. There were 5 people who said yes. Serene from the Magical Book Nook, but she is going to change the aesthetic so that it fits her own. Angie, of course. Angie, you're awesome. Thank you for that. There are another 2 I'm going to mention in a moment when I have washed the last dish. Last dish, guys, last dish. And then shortly I can stop disturbing my poor husband when he goes to bed. For like the first time in a week. Not quite like that. But I went to bed at 4:30 this morning and 6:30 yesterday morning, because I was working on these posts to get the Yakira's book published. So yeah, I do kind of need sleep just now. Oops, and Bridget is home. Okay, well, I'm done with dishes. So basically, the reason I'm doing this live and keeping my poor house makeup is to ask you guys to please, pretty please, with a strawberry on top, go and pledge. I'm going to post the link in the comments, or I'm going to post it on my link tree, because it'll be easier for you to get it that way. And hold on 1 second. I just want to tell you one more thing. Where is it? It's gone. I'm going to have to look in my documents. Just give me a moment. Right. Jess drew Fiona, Dragon Lady Reader. Sarah Biran, Angie from Angie's Quill, and Bridget, my husband, all said yes to collaborations, and I want to thank you guys so much for that. And Rachel from Coastal Moments said she'd reposted the stories, and Madeline from the Squeaky Clean Reader also said that she would share it with her stories, and she has, and it's made a huge difference. Thank you so much, Madeline. And thank you so much to all of those who collaborated. I really appreciate it. And okay, so Bridget said you want real, but personally I think this video was a bit boring. But if it gets people to pledge, that's worth it. Oh, thing. Each pledge, which starts at $5, and $5 is really nothing, guys. You can pledge $5. Has rewards that go with it. And also, if you send me a screenshot of your pledge, I will add a song to the playlist that's inspired by the book, by the story of the book, and I will make a post thanking you publicly. So there we go, a little bit of extra incentive. So go pledge. Okay, have a good afternoon, and see you soon.